How should I start consumer research when I don't have an actual product? Surprisingly, this is actually the best way to go about a brand spanking new fashion business. It's a clean slate. Like, come on, this is a work of art. Don't think that you're starting at a bad place. This is actually a great place. How so? We'll get right into it if you are ready to get into some fashion discovery. Are you ready? Let's get right into it. Welcome to emergetype, where fashion meets discovery. I'm Mikara Reid, the fashion educator and business coach of emergetype, an online educational platform and community for fashion businesses to know who their fashion is really for. Subscribe to our channel and start your journey to a better understanding of your core consumer. Be sure to like the video, comment down below so we know your thoughts on this video's topic. Now, if you know me, you know I like to define words so we can both be on the same page. So let's define the word observation. Observation is a strategic plan or study of watching and recording the behavior, action, or events of people, objects, or phenomena in a particular setting or situation. This can involve using your senses such as sight, sounds, and touch to collect data and information about the subject of study. The purpose of observation is to gain a better understanding of the subject being observed and to collect data that can be used for research, analysis, and evaluation. Now that we know that we are both on the same page, again, I like to define words because in order for you to be on the same page with you and another party, you guys definitely need to find to make sure that their understanding, your understanding meet. Like it's like a meeting of the minds. Just if you are definitely considering to going into business. So now that we have that definition of what observation is, here is a technique, the observation technique. Here it is and why it's so important, especially when you are first starting out as a brand new business owner. So number one, a detailed and accurate data. What do I mean by that, girl? You have to break this down. So observing a reaction, emotion, situation, or event in a people or social media allows for the collection of data in real time be more accurate for you to know what your customer loves, likes, dislikes, on the fence about, and kind of just like, no girl, I don't like it, any of that, etc., versus information from secondhand sources, which is, oh girl, I heard about that place, I heard about that brand, and da 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 da. No. We don't want secondhand information, especially when you're a business owner. You need to get firsthand. You need to see every little thing, which is, I'm going to get into what that every little thing is. You need to see it firsthand with your own eyes and your own perspective. This can lead to a lot of holes for you and your business decisions. And you don't want that. You don't want that hole to occur or widen your uncertainty. We are trying to avoid that. So do not do the secondhand source type of thing. You need to do your own research and kind of make your own discernment. So the second reason why it's so important is providing insight that may not be captured by other methods. What do I mean by this? Observation is so great. This is actually my favorite technique of doing any type of research, but observing a situation, experience, a behavior, a reaction, a feeling. I'm going to say this one more time for the people in the back. A feeling. And the reason why I'm saying this again is because when it comes to clothes, fashion design, or if you're a brand that's buying already made products, a lot of women purchase based on feelings first or an experience. I'm going to say experience / events. Those are kind of neck and neck, but feelings, the number one market where you can automatically tell where their feelings are going to go towards is the category bridal. Have you guys ever watched Say Yes to the Dress? And you will ever notice how the salesperson is, they get the story. Of course, the storyline, they're going to cut it short. But if you ever done bridal consulting, or if you've been, assisting in that industry, you have to let the customer talk and just describe how the wedding is, the theme, any type of traditions, any type of background story. But when they put on that dress, it's a feeling that makes them want to buy the dress. A lot of the times, if you actually pay attention to that show Say Yes to the Dress, you notice how the salesperson is sitting back and observing and allowing the person, the woman, kind of just feel her feels in the dress. Especially the ones that say, oh, I don't have a budget, it doesn't matter. They don't even show them the tag, because once they are attached to that dress, it's like their heart is like tugged with the dress, and they don't want to let it go. And that's because they have been observing the many women who come in there, and they know that this particular special situation, this special event, this special experience, this reaction is always going to happen. Not exactly the same reaction, but it's always an abnormal meaning that that's not their normal behavior on a day-to-day. This is an emotional type of behavior. So I picked bridal just to give you guys a heads up or an example. That's the right word, of observing a situation, experience, a behavior, a feeling, or a person allows the researcher, which is you in this case, to pick up on non-verbal cues, nuances, and contextual factors that may not be apparent through other methods like surveys or interviews. So again, the observing method is not just for getting started. Market research is an ongoing thing. Again, if you guys check out my previous content, I say this. I'm not saying this over and over again. This stuff is kind of redundant, but it does also just trigger a new thing. I don't want to overload you guys with information, but observing your customer is very, very important. And I think the bridal industry is a great industry to kind of just pay attention and say yes to the dress. If you could just watch like a couple of hours and just really sit and watch how the bride reacts, then look at the salesperson. She's studying the bride. She's studying who is telling her, what she should do. She's paying attention to the family, who is the person that's paying for, who's the decision maker. There's just a lot of things you need to pick up on. And yeah, that's all observation. That's not just getting started for business. This is an ongoing process. So, and that is a method that's used in that business. Kleinfeld have been in business for a very long time in New York. So that is an excellent example as far as observation, the bridal industry. But if you want to see what I'm talking about, definitely log on to go on YouTube and just type in Say Yes to the Dress and just watch a few episodes and just kind of think about what I said. The number 3 reason is it will help test the hypothesis. So observing a situation can help test a hypothesis or theories by providing evidence that support or contradict the research question. This will give you a lot of room to go back to the drawing board if you started this before production. Yes. So if you have an idea or a theory that you think that you're kind of on the fence to, having an observation in place will answer your questions. And in me positioning this video for the fashion businesses who do not have any type of products, you have an idea or you're thinking about an idea and you haven't fully executed it, this is a perfect time to test your thoughts, your idea, your hypothesis, to see if you need to go back to the drawing board and resketch whatever you have or redo the mock-up, because you do not want to not waste any money. You don't want no energy to be used for no reason. And also you don't want no raw materials to be purchased until you are very concrete and you are sure that you have customers that are anticipating this. If you have a whole bunch of people that are 70% saying, I'm not really feeling how short that skirt is, or I'm not really feeling how the color selection is, I wouldn't buy this. Like, if you have a whole bunch of those, I think you need to go back to the drawing board and reconsider. I know you love to design, but at the end of the day, like I stated again in my previous video, your customers are the star. They are the ones supporting your business. Your family and friends can only help you so far, but in the long run, you need to keep your customers satisfied and happy. It needs to be a congruent, happy home with your vision, along with your core consumer. Your core consumers come later, but at first you need to identify who your ideal consumers are. And once you do that, you can start peeling the onion and getting to ground zero. So, number 4. This observation can be used in various settings. The observation methods can be used in the digital form, which is any type of social media, the laboratory. I come from a health field background, so laboratory as far as like the lab where you are setting up in a, like a real lab and you're looking underneath a scope and talking to a biostatistician. I mean, I've done that type of work. So that type of lab. And also social settings. So social settings are like focus groups or one-on-ones or just interactions. More than 2 people in person is social settings. So overall, the observation method can be a valuable research tool for gaining a better understanding of a particular phenomenon, and it can provide more comprehension understanding. So I wanted to point those things out for you guys, because I know a lot of fashion businesses, owners, they are not critical thinkers, which is not a bad thing. It's okay. Just come to the conclusion that you are not a critical thinker and you need assistance getting in that mindset, or at least having someone to help you point these things out so you can avoid being a failure, which being a failing business due to the fact that you wasted a lot of fabric or you don't have anyone to buy your product, because that's what a lot of the time is. A lot of fashion businesses, they just make a garment or they just buy pre-made garments and they don't know who is going to buy this product. And that's not a good sign right then and there. So now you're going into business in debt, and now you're looking for a sale. You're just looking for a sale anywhere, anywhere. And then you don't even know the price point, but you don't want to change the price point because of the fact of how much you spent on this fabric. So it's a whole little rabbit hole that you need to consider before production. So observation could be conducted in various settings. As I mentioned, social settings is one of the most common, but this one in particular, I tell new fashion business owners to do this first, which is the digital observation. This is using social media. Of course, we all should know what social media is: TikTok, IG, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Yes, it's a lot of fashion people on LinkedIn. It's a more professional setting, but you definitely can share your work to not only your colleagues, but just people who can potentially be your consumer. Also, Twitter and Pinterest. Pinterest is very, very slept on. Very, very slept on. It's definitely a place where a lot of people get ideas and they pin it, they save it, they go back to it. I've actually got a lot of business from there from my other business, but Pinterest is a great place for you to just put your idea or post like your behind the scenes. And also it's a great search engine type of thing. If you're trying to build momentum, it will show in Google that you posted this type of work. If you keep the keywords in your business name aligned, if you already have that established and you know what you're to be calling yourself, it's a great search engine type of thing. But I needless to say, but yeah, those are social medias that are very visual driven, and you can definitely start trying to do like your digital observation there. Using your sketches or mock-ups are a powerful way to get your name out there and also build momentum and anticipation, not only for your ideal customer, but for you as well. During your discovery journey, you can be documenting this for you to track the potential consumer, as well as using this as a fuel to keep you going. Entrepreneurship is not an easy hat to wear. And many of us don't keep the hat on, but it's up to you to do the work and to keep the hat on straight and sturdy. So here are some quick tips to keep you started on conducting a digital observation for your fashion business. Number 1, choose a social media. So select a social media application, the ones that I just named. And if you are very, very, very transparent and honest with yourself, I don't want you to be like, I can give it a try. I think I could do it. No. If you are not a critical thinker, Don't do this next thing. If you are a critical thinker, select up to 3 social media platforms where you think your ideal consumer is. This is the trial and error period. And be willing to be patient during this period. This isn't called discovery just because it's called discovery. The definition, this is why I like having definitions or creating your own understanding of a word. You are in search of something. That is what discover means. So you are in this consumer discovery, you are in search of your customer. You need to know who would like this. That is what you're looking for. So expect the unexpected. This is what discovered means. The unexpected. So you can observe people's clothing choices, such as the silhouette interest, the color, the size options, the trimming, the price points, the categories, the trends. Whatever answers you need to be answered, this is what you need to be doing during this phase while you are doing the digital observation. And also while you're in this step, this is like 1A, like the bullet underneath. Also choose what garment or which mock-up you will be selecting as well, so you can document and monitor this daily. Yes, daily, every day. You never know who's going to stumble across it, and you need to keep a tab on any and everything. The next one, plan and structure your questions. Determine what you want to study about the collection or the garment, and formulate a clear research question that you want to answer. You could do one question, or you could do a series of different questions. Whatever the case may be, start small, especially if you are not a critical thinker, but start small. It's not a bad thing. Just start taking baby steps. Some type of progress is better than none. So gear toward one question that you want answered about the garment. And once you get your answer, move on to the next one, start building on. Remember, this is where you want to eliminate as much error as possible. For example, you might want an answer to which color you want to use on a dress, on a skirt, on a shoe. Starting out with a white color neutralizes people's opinion. White, if you guys look up the color psychology, you'll understand what I'm saying when I say neutralizes people's opinion. I always tell designers to start with the color white or start with your sketches, because everything is just black and white. There's no emotion evoked. So get the the purest you can get, the sketch. That's it. That's if you have that already. And then once you have that, start adding colors. This will filter out the answers you are seeking. That is a strategy that I have informed my previous clientele. So starting with the purest of the pure, which is a black and white. White will just neutralize people's opinions and views of the object and will really just dial in on the artistry of the product, especially if you are a designer and you have some great designs. This will truly just have your ideal consumer really just zero in on your actual garment, the silhouette, and how much detailing and whatever you put in, that thought you put in, let those just give their truest thought about it. And then after that, you kind of just add and tweak as much as you want to see what kind of answers, feedbacks, behaviors, any of that when you start adding the colors and anything else. And the next one is conduct your digital observation. Kind of jumped into it when I dived into the color, but observe people's reaction to behaviors to your clothing. Take notes on what you see. Don't just read them. Keep a record. Pay attention to details such as colors, styles, accessories in the context in which these bystanders are seeing, so you can take into account of a better business decision. So don't just, I see it. Write them down. Because when you need to zero in and be focused, writing stuff down is not only muscle memory, but you won't be distracted when you are trying to make a business decision. You won't need to just go on Instagram and get distracted by all the notifications and all the bells and whistles, because they definitely added in the bells and whistles making you think that you have notifications, but it's just, follow this person. Don't get distracted. Write the stuff down so when it's time for you to make the decision, you will be able to make a decision. Next up is analyze your digital data. After completing your observation, however long you want to do it, 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, however you are setting this, review all of your notes and look for pattern trends within your brand. Yes, there are trends within trends, which is something that I love. Hanifa, she does not follow trends. I'm not a trend type of girl. I like to set my own type of rule. I like to walk in my own type of path. So if you notice that your clientele or your customers like a certain thing that the trends are setting, then you can go about your trends within your community, your brand, which is the beauty of having a business. But also other or new insights that relate to your research questions that you have created previously, your observation. Look for these themes in the feedback you observed and try to identify any factors that may be influencing those factors that are, what I mean by that is just look at the verbiage. Are they using the same wording, the same keywords? Are they saying, this makes me feel sexy? I can see me wearing this on a date. Like if you keep seeing the same patterns, that's why I said write stuff down. If you kind of see the same patterns or the same emotion evoked, you need to definitely take into account of these things. That is what is influencing these people to come to your garment. And you should take into account of that, or play on to that. If your stuff evokes romantic stuff, whimsical, sensual, maybe you should consider easing into that type of silhouette or designs. Maybe that's something that they see and you don't see. This is all a part of the discovery phase. Next up is draw a conclusion. So based on your analysis, draw a conclusion on the data you collected from the platform or platforms and the idea you had. This phase can be extremely daunting to fashion business owners I have worked with that are not critical thinkers, and they were okay to say it. They were definitely okay to say it. They just said it from I'm Mikara. I'm just a creative. I'm not critical. Like, I have no critical bone in my heart, and that's okay. So taking baby steps or on strategies that are congruent to your business plan and the reactions and behaviors you received is your best bet. Now, also tweak as you go if the strategy is not working for you after a certain time frame. This is why documenting is so crucial. So not just read and take a snapshot. No. Write it down or put it in an Excel sheet or put it in a CRM system. You need to document it so you can sit and be very critical and strategic about your plans on your products. Altering plans is a normal thing in business, especially when you are an upstarting entrepreneur. So don't feel like you are failing or doing something wrong. This is business. That is business. Ask any business person. It doesn't matter if they just started or if someone's been in business for 50 years. Like, that is business. And as an entrepreneur, you need to be able to think effectively so that your business can move forward and not downward. That's why market research is a needed thing for any business, because you never know what your plans entail, especially in this digital age. This digital age is crazy, girl. The algorithms will make you think one thing. Don't do it. Remember to be ethical and respectful when conducting a digital observation of people. Do not invade people's privacy or make them feel uncomfortable. This will, in a way, alter their true feelings, which will result to a null result. Null meaning a canceled, because now you have altered or made them feel a way. We want their true, authentic reaction and behavior. Whether you're a fashion student, a business owner, or just someone with a keen interest in researching people, the observation method can help you deepen your understanding of this fascinating and consistently evolving field. So, the next time you're out and about, take a moment to observe people's reactions or behaviors and see what insight you gather. I hope you found this method helpful for you to get motivated and started on your fashion business. Let us know down in the comments how helpful it was. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more valuable insight and content. Thank you for watching Emergetype. I'm Mikara Reid. And I'm going to check y'all out. I'm definitely check y'all out. I'm looking forward to you guys' responses. So we'll see you in the next video. All right. Bye, y'all.